Thrive and Live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
We will continue to come after you, seize and destroy your fake and substandard products. Officials of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, tell dealers on substandard tires, as the agency, in collaboration with NAFDAC and Nigeria Customs Service, partner with Japan External Trade Organization to check the distribution of fake and substandard goods in Nigeria. More companies are benefiting from the services of the SON. It's Standard and You reaching you on this station, and a warm welcome to the program. My name is Ifoma Okonkwo. I'll be back with details after this message.
Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, brings a new lease of life to Nigerian SMEs. SON has put a greater premium on developing standards aimed at improving the exports of the nation's food and cash crops. This explains why we have developed more standards for Nigeria's produce like sesame, cocoa, curry, and more, courtesy our accredited state-of-the-art laboratories. In keeping with the federal government's ease of doing business, SON has simplified its processes and turnaround time for SunCap and ManCap to reduce substandard products and legal arm to prosecute offenders. Join Standards Organization of Nigeria in ridding our nation of substandard goods due to consistent market surveillance and raids. See something, say something. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
Do it right and avoid the wrath of the law. Director SON Surveillance, Intelligence and Monitoring, Suleiman Issa, tells dealers on substandard tires. He stated this when the agency raided 5 warehouses in Lagos.
It was a rigorous and well-executed raid by the Standards Organization of Nigeria at this warehouse in Abule Osun, Ojo, Lagos. These men were caught in the act, separating the stuffed tires and wrapping them with labels of popular brands to be sold in the market. The exercise followed a strategic surveillance by officials of the SON who have been investigating the activities of the unscrupulous importers and dealers on the product.
We all know the dangers of the use of tire. This is stuffed tire. Each bundle has 5 tires stuffed into each other. And technically, these tires are destroyed. From what you can see, the structures are destroyed. So this is actually a factory because they bring in the tires as raw material, and then they have the packaging material, the wraps and all that, the labels. So each bundle is unstuffed and then wrapped, and then they put the label. Ordinarily, you wouldn't know. So everything is done here. And we all know the dangers. There is the danger to life. There's economic aspect, because why do they do it in the first place? It's for benefit, economic benefit. For every tire, there are 4 orders that they didn't, no duty is paid for, no freight and all that. So that's the main purpose. So, and it is affecting the economy. So there's safety issue, there's economic issue, and then, other aspects.
The men locked themselves in the warehouse where they were caught perpetrating their illegal acts. The SON also intercepted and seized another 40-feet container loaded with stuffed tires and also sealed another warehouse with the products.
We have about 10 different brands of the tires. Some of them were registered. I think about half were registered. The other half have not been registered. But even at that, if you pick a good tire and then you squeeze them into each other, then you have destroyed the tires. And that is the situation with these tires here. Yeah. So they are substandard.
Deputy Director, Surveillance, Intelligence and Monitoring Unit, who spoke on behalf of the Director General, said the seizure is as a result of effective interagency collaboration. He disclosed that the present leadership of the SON has gone steps ahead to strengthen the agency's infrastructural capacity to deal with the menace. The Standards Organization of Nigeria, he noted, conducts random visits to markets and inspection of factories to ensure that such goods do not find their ways to the shelves. He therefore warned those still in the illegal business to desist or face the wrath of the law. The warehouses are under lock and key, while the tires have been evacuated to the SON's warehouse in Lagos.
Welcome back. You're watching Standard and You, powered by the Standards Organization of Nigeria. It's the only authoritative platform on television where you get information on product quality and safety. It comes to you on this station Mondays at 6:30 p.m. Moving on, the Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Boluma, said the war against fake and substandard products can be won through collective effort of all and sundry. Aboluma stated this at the Nigeria-Japan Anti-Counterfeit Seminar held in Lagos. The SON boss was represented at the event by the agency's Director, Inspectorate and Compliance, Engineer Bid Obai.
Counterfeiting is a global problem that has continued to threaten the survival of industries or makers of products the world over. In Nigeria, like other parts of the world, standard organizations have evolved strategies to protect consumers from fake and substandard products. Public awareness on the dangers of these products is one of such efforts in that direction. It is against this backdrop that the Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, in partnership with NAFDAC and the Nigeria Customs Service, is working with the Japan External Trade Organization, JETRO, to explore ways to tackling counterfeiting.
One of the known forces of substandard products across the world is counterfeiting, which in itself is illicit trade. It has become a major source of worry to governments, businesses, and regulatory institutions in developed and developing economies. The case of Nigeria, with a huge population and market, particularly within the West African region and the continent, presents a worrying scenario for the negative effects of counterfeiting and the illicit trade associated with it. These negative effects include the following. Counterfeited products usually do not meet quality and safety requirements and are thus life-endangering. They do not give value for money, as the quality of these products are usually far below those of the genuine products and brands. They constitute a drain on national economy through tax evasion. Counterfeiting promotes unemployment. They are a threat to national security, as the proceeds are not easily traceable. They deprive industry of legitimate sales, undermining the responsible management of operations and eroding long-term sustainability of legitimate businesses.
It was an interactive exercise, one which afforded participants the opportunity to exchange ideas and strategies on modern trends in combating the menace for the SON. The war against substandard products requires massive support from Nigerians, as the DG SON expressed determination to reduce the prevalence of fake goods on the shelves significantly.
The government has over the years set up institutions and provided regulatory frameworks to tackle the menace of counterfeiting and its associated ills. This seminar is therefore a step in the right direction, for which I commend the management of Japan External Trade Organization, JETRO, the Japanese Embassy in Nigeria, as well as the Japanese business community. On our part, SON will continue to provide all necessary supports within its mandate to genuine businesses in Nigeria and make life difficult for counterfeiters and purveyors of these substandard products.
Representatives of both NAFDAC and the Nigeria Customs Service say they will double efforts to ensure that only goods of acceptable standards find their ways into the Nigerian market. Counterfeiting, they stressed, destroys the economy and must be discouraged and checked in Nigeria.
Importers should ensure that any product that are coming into the country or they are going to import into this country, they get the sun cap, so at least we know it is within the standard, it's not a counterfeit product. And they should be patriotic enough not to be bringing substandard products or counterfeit products, so that our country will not be a dumping ground.
Jethro says the importance of protecting investors from counterfeiting cannot be overemphasized.
SON, Standards Organization of Nigeria, has a very big role to protect Nigerian citizens and then also the country, to protect their civilians' health and the rights of every company, not only the Nigerian companies, but also the foreign companies, including a Japanese company.
There were presentations on intellectual property and how to identify genuine products from fake ones, as well as challenges facing regulatory agencies in tackling the menace. Some participants bear their minds on the seminar.
Every time we visit your market, we found a lot of counterfeit products, but end user didn't realize that the counterfeit they use. Then they have some bad damage for their engines. So we would like to protect Nigerian people.
If you've just joined us, the program is Standard and You, which comes to you on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. Thanks for watching. Did you know that government's diversification drive is yielding positive results? The present administration, through the Standards Organization of Nigeria, is supporting industries across the country to boost Nigeria's industrial base. I know that you're already wondering what kind of support the SON is providing manufacturers and how the agency is achieving success in that regard. Please take a look at our next story.
The development of other critical sectors of the Nigerian economy is one of the major focus of the present administration. Apart from agriculture that has continued to attract significant investment, the nation's industrial sector is another area where government has demonstrated commitment, while efforts are to tackling the various challenges faced by operators in the sector. Government, through the Standards Organization of Nigeria, has continued to support manufacturers with standards and basic knowledge on production to enable manufacturers to produce quality goods that can compete favorably with imported ones.
We have a federal government policy on SMEs. The Vice President has been visiting different states on SME clinics. In fact, he was just, I think 2 days ago, he was in Oyo State. And we had our own in the month of April in Ogun State. The project is to encourage SMEs to grow, because development of a country depends on the growth of these SMEs. So the federal government have made it a policy that all agencies must support the growth of agencies. So we don't have option than to support them.
SON goes in there having in mind that they don't know what they are going into. They go in to train them first on the kind of products they are going into, they are producing, what are the problems with the products, what are the things that can happen if the products are not of quality. By the time you prepare their mind, you now come in to direct them on what to do in order to be giving people, the masses, quality products. SON do that by educating these operators on the standards. First, exposing them that there is even a standard way of doing it, and making them to understand that there is standard guiding how they will produce and what the product will even look like, to make sure that their products are quality ones.
The agency, through its offices spread across the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT, through its standards officers, visits factories periodically to inspect production processes and to provide these companies with standard at no cost, assist SMEs with support to build viable processes in line with international best practices and promote standardization.
The thing that our management have done is to ensure that all the fees they are supposed to pay to obtain standard has been slid down. So it's reduced for them to have. Whatever registration they are supposed to do is reduced to half, just to be able to make them afford these requirements. So right now, we have so many of them that have been certified. I want to tell you, in Ogun State, we have certified so many SMEs so far. We did not only stop there, we also listed them. Those ones that were certified, we listed them and sent to our head office, who went and stood for them to get loan from Bank of Industry. And the office wrote to us a letter direct through us to them to congratulate them that the Bank of Industry have accepted to partner with them so they can commence discussion with Bank of Industry. And so many are happy about it. Now they are coming out and they are meeting, and we are happy about that.
All of this support from the SON has translated to growth of these industries with increased patronage of the real sector.
They help us to grow in that our customers have not rejected our products based on their advice, which we usually follow. So even when they come for inspection, they always spend the whole day in our laboratory so that they would test the quality, how we produce all the products. Then together with the quality control officer in the lab, they will do everything, and where there is need for us to adjust, they will tell us, and they will even give us the mandates within the frame time that they will come to check whether we have complied with this. And when it is good, they always issue us certificate of compliance. And if any product has failed the lab test, they will tell us so that the end users will not reject the products. And this has really helped us because in the markets, as I mentioned some of these products, you will agree with me that it has not been rejected in the markets.
When they are there, they are always looking on you to see where you might. See, there is a lot of instances where any company might stray out of the line. So when someone like SON is there, he's always visiting you, he's always seeing your facility, he's always seeing your process, and he's trying to help you. So you'll be able to be on course and maintain those standards and set new standards for quality. That's where they come in.
We, as a responsible organization, we pay our excise. If we are having revenue leakages as a means of somebody doing a mushroom faking of our product, it means they will take over our sales in the market. And the sales, our production volume will drop. And when our production volume will drop, it will translate to drop in revenue even for the country. So SON coming to our rescue in that essence, not only ensuring that the lives and safety of Nigerians are being protected, they are also promoting a revenue generation for the country.
Have been guiding us over the years, and that has helped to bring our products to a next level where we can get the attention of the customers that these are all standard products which can meet the required standard, and they are all acceptable to the market.
They described the SON support as phenomenal, which has transformed their businesses in no small measure. For instance, Charles Akpofure, maker of Sanko table water, told Standard & You that he started his business with just 50,000 naira at Ojo Barracks in Lagos. He struggled until 2003 when he met with officials of the Standards Organization of Nigeria. The knowledge and standards he got from the SON led to tremendous improvement in his production.
What they help us to do is to help us to maintain standards. And in maintaining standard, there is cost implication involved. And once there is cost implication involved, you will not want to sell or go the way or go the route other people will go, knowing fully well that you have somebody somewhere who is having an eye looking up to you and looking at you at what you do. And so you want to do things in the right perspective to be able to please that organization. And in other words, you're doing that and also incurring costs, which means that you'll be able to maintain and float in the business of what you're doing. And I think in that respect, they have really helped us. There are others who sell their water the way they want to sell it. And that is because they don't incur much cost. They don't want to calculate what they are doing because they are not maintaining the standard that is required by SON. And so they can go about doing what they want to do. But once you are SON certified, be conscious that every time they will pop into you and they will help you to do that which you ought to do. And that increases what you're doing and helping you in maintaining your standard.
For established industries like Euro Global and Viju, which commenced production in Nigeria in 2005, the SON has remained a strategic partner through the years that ensures that these companies comply with standards.
Standard Organization of Nigeria, they've been there like a correcting fluid. We are not experts, we learn every day. There are some little lapses here and there, which with their regular MANCAP visits, we put everything in check and everything has to be in line with standards. Like with the MANCAP logo, we started doing businesses with distributors from other African countries. So I would say SON impact on us have been of tremendous progress, and we really appreciate them.
The Director General of Standards Organization of Nigeria told Standard & You that what the SON is doing is in line with government's diversification plan, all of which he noted is aimed at helping industries to grow and create job opportunities for the country. He emphasized that it is also aimed at promoting made in Nigeria goods.
Welcome back. Next is feedback. Alimoto Sifo is standing by.
Every day, Nigerians buy and use thousands of products at home, work, and on the go. Consumers expect that these goods will satisfy their needs. But did you know consumer satisfaction and protection is a collective responsibility? It demands input from not just the manufacturer, importer, or government, but also you, the consumer. Producing safe and quality products is one of the manufacturer's responsibility to consumers. The importer has a responsibility to ensure foreign products conform with standards. For the Standards Organization of Nigeria, our primary responsibility is to ensure that locally manufactured products in Nigeria give the required satisfaction to consumers through compliance with standards and ensure goods imported into the country meet the minimum requirements of Nigerian industrial standards. What about you, the consumer? Do you know your rights? Do you verify expiry dates before purchasing? Do you read contents of goods warranty card before purchasing? Do you check for product certification marks? Do you read and follow safety instructions? Do you use products appropriately? Do you speak up by reporting cases of fake and substandard products to the Standards Organization of Nigeria? If your answers to these questions are positive, good for you. Otherwise, you are neglecting your consumer responsibility. No doubt, all hands must be on deck to fight against fake and substandard products in Nigeria. You have a role to play. Hello, we're nice to have you on the feedback segment of the program. I am Halimot Osifo. Our first message here is from Ola. It says, "You are doing a great job. Keep promoting made in Nigeria goods." Thank you so much, Ola. We are not just promoting made in Nigeria goods, we'll ensure that products that are manufactured in Nigeria and imported into Nigeria conform with standards. Anonymous message here says, "Please, does product registration include cosmetics and skincare products? And how do I reach you in Ogun State?" Sure. Our product registration scheme covers various products. You can check online at www.sun.gov.ng. You can also visit Sun Ogun State Office Zone 2 at number 6 Major Thompson Akiyemi Avenue off GRH Sabo Shagamu, Ogun State. Obina says, "Son, thank you very much for your efforts in sanitizing the country of fake products and also public sensitization on your activities. Thank you, Obina. The Standards Organization of Nigeria is on a mission to promote consumer confidence and global competitiveness of products and services through standardization and quality assurance. And that's the much we can take on the feedback segment of the program. For any question, complaint, or suggestion, you can call us or send in your messages to the number 0705972445. Do not forget to include your full name and location. You can also reach out to us on Facebook at StandardNU, Instagram and Twitter at StandardNU_. You can also send a mail to the address, thestandardnu@gmail.com. We have videos online at youtube.com/standardnu. Next week is another time out with us, and you cannot afford to miss it. Bye for now.